In 2025, we revisit the case of Stephanie Lazarus, who had a brief affair with John Retton at UCLA in the early 1980s. Although Lazarus was deeply in love, Retton did not reciprocate her feelings and viewed her merely as a casual partner, pursuing relationships with other women. Eventually, Retton moved on and met Sher, further complicating Lazarus's emotional attachment to him. In 1985, John Retton chose to marry Sher, infuriating LAPD officer Stephanie Lazarus. Enraged by this development, Lazarus plotted to eliminate her rival. On February 24, 1986, while knowing Retton would be away, she went to the couple's Van Nuys, California home. In a shocking act, Lazarus attacked 29-year-old Rasmussen, beating her before shooting her 3 times, ultimately resulting in Rasmussen's tragic death. After the murder, Stephanie Lazarus staged the scene to resemble a burglary and drove away in Sher Rasmussen's car. Rasmussen's father became suspicious of Lazarus and urged detectives to investigate her, but being one of their own, Lazarus was overlooked, and the case eventually went cold. Life continued for her. She married in 1996 and saw her career flourish, eventually becoming a detective. Believing she had escaped justice, Lazarus thought she had gotten away with her crime. In 2009, investigators reopened the cold case and focused on Stephanie Lazarus. Using DNA from a cup she tossed, they matched it to a bite mark on Sher Rasmussen's body. This led to her arrest and interrogation. In 2012, Lazarus was tried, convicted of first-degree murder, and sentenced to 27 years to life. She has been imprisoned at the California Institution for Women in Chino, which houses nearly 1,300 inmates, and has remained trouble-free during her incarceration. While incarcerated, Stephanie Lazarus mentored other inmates and established a nonprofit organization. In November 2023, she attended her first parole hearing after serving 14 years, thanks to a new California youthful offender law that allows early parole for those who committed crimes under the age of 26. At the hearing, Lazarus finally confessed to her involvement in the crime, expressing remorse by stating, "It makes me sick to this day that I took an oath to protect and serve people, and I took Sher Rasmussen's life from her." A parole panel of 2 or 3 members recommended her release, sparking outrage from Rasmussen's family, who felt that Lazarus was receiving preferential treatment due to her law enforcement background. Stephanie Lazarus's parole hearing sparked controversy, as Rasmussen's family believed she was not genuinely remorseful. They pointed out that Lazarus failed to apologize and claimed the murder was unplanned, asserting she only visited that day to talk to her ex. In April 2024, Governor Gavin Newsom requested the entire parole board to reevaluate the situation. The board convened in May 2024, where Lazarus was absent, but justice reform advocates argued for her release. A fellow inmate who served time with Lazarus praised her efforts, stating, "I saw many women who talked a big talk about giving back to the community. Stephanie actually accomplished it." However, Rasmussen's family attended the meeting, insisting that Lazarus should remain incarcerated for the horrific crime. They argued that the youthful offender law should not apply to Lazarus, describing her as a sophisticated killer who used her police training to evade justice. In October 2024, the parole board rescinded Lazarus's parole, leaving the 64-year-old behind bars. She is scheduled for another parole hearing on February 12, 2025, where her fate will once again be deliberated. The debate continues over whether her past actions and current demeanor warrant release or further imprisonment.